Hi folks, I'm Matt, and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Sorry, EU. Alright folks, it's time for Book 2 in the Young Jedi Knights series. This one is called The Shadow Academy. The twins and Luke and Tenel and everyone are sitting on, I think it's Gem Diver Station. Lando has a new get-rich-quick scheme to kind of get these nice little, I think they're called Corsica gems or whatever. They're these big, nice, shiny, rainbow, flashy gems that are worth a whole lot, and Lando's hoping to make a tiny profit. I even know that the book begins with the twins trying to get one of the gems on their own and see if they could get it. Now, when a book starts off with Lando, you know it's going to be good. Unfortunately, Lando isn't in the whole book, but people invade Gem Diver Station and they kidnap the twins and Lobaka, and you're thinking, oh no, the twins got captured again? They should be used to it at this point. So anyway, after this Imperial raid, Luke and Tenel go after them, or search them. So I don't think they were on Gem Diver Station now that I think about it. But anyway, they go out to rescue them, alright? And so they're on that rescue mission. Now where did the twins go? They went to the Shadow Academy. And the Shadow Academy is run by the Night Sister, Tamith or Kai, and she is basically helping Brakis, who runs the Shadow Academy, to train young children to be Dark Jedi. Okay, obviously this is the nemesis that we're going to see in these first 6-book story arc against Luke's Jedi Academy, right? If we're going to have good younglings, we got to have bad younglings. I get that. It's a young adult book, so I don't fault it for that. Now also, this isn't the first time chronologically speaking that we've seen Brakis. Remember, we saw him in New Rebellion, and now we see him in the Shadow Academy later on. I believe this is the first published appearance of Brakis, if I'm not mistaken, in the books here. But he is the Dark Jedi who's running the Academy. Of course, he's trying to convince the twins his way is the right way, you know? Tempting is the Force. But he's trying to get emotions out of them, like anger, as Tamith Kai is torturing kind of Lobaka, like, you know, making loud noises, klaxons are going off, sound alarms, and it's driving him crazy, you know, to tap into his anger. And they're doing little things like that. I think Brakis tests the twins by setting up holo images of each one. They don't realize it, but they go in to fight each other. Jason and Jaina do. And the reason they're fighting each other is because they think the other one looks just like Darth Vader. They're both wearing, or they got these holo images over them. Brakis did that so that Jason thinks, I'm fighting Darth Vader. And Jaina thinks, I'm fighting Darth Vader. And so they're fighting. But they're really fighting each other. And they realize that later on and be like, oh my gosh, we could have hurt each other. We could have killed each other. I mean, yeah, who could ever imagine these two twins ever fighting? Oh. Now also at this Shadow Academy is Quirrell. And he found the, you know, when he flew away, the TIE fighter pilot from the first book, he found Brakis and his team. He went, okay, this must be the Empire. Now, why didn't he go see Pelion instead? I don't really understand that. But maybe, you know, limited access on a TIE fighter, maybe that was the first person he found, and Brakis lied to him. He's like, okay, well, this is the Empire. This is where I belong. So I get that. Remember, this is a young adult novel. I'm not going to judge it too harsh on its story. I'll poke fun here and there. But overall, it's doing great for a young adult story. Now, MTD, the translator droid, Lobaka's translator droid, has been reprogrammed to love the Empire, and he keeps saying things like, the Empire is your friend. And it's actually kind of comical, and I actually really love it, you know, that he's now being brainwashed, is doing the Imperial salute the whole time through the book is actually pretty funny. Now, meanwhile, Luke and Tenel are trying to figure out what happened to the twins. Where'd they go? They have an idea that Dothamir is where things started, so they go down there. They think, you know, of course, the Night Sisters, women are strong in the Force, men usually aren't. So they're ready to take Tenel, but they want Luke to prove himself. Is he that strong? And I remember this scene in my brain. I didn't have to go look through it. I remember these books really well. I remember Luke just looked at her, and she was waiting for him to use the Force, and then all of a sudden she had a trophy head of a Rancor on her wall in the building or whatever, and the Rancor turns its head, comes to life, turns its head and smiles, and then shoots off the wall and then spins up into the air and is spinning round and round, and then just shoots up into the sky and never comes back. She goes, okay, you'll do. And I was like, that's a hilarious scene. I remember laughing at that, going, oh, wow. And then I love when we see Luke do something really powerful. And he has a little bit of sense of humor. So again, I really like how well this is written and how you got that. So that's kind of how they kind of get the invitation, find out about the Shadow Academy. Okay, spoiler alert, rush to the end. Of course, they're going to save the twins. The twins were already on their way out, so they kind of met in the middle and then ran away together, knowing that Burkiss is there, swearing vengeance on Luke Skywalker, his old master, who because Burkiss was in the Jedi Academy at one time as well. And so that's kind of how the book ends there, because you know that the threat now of the Shadow Academy is out there. Now again, this is another great book, a lot of fun. We see the Nemesis now has finally revealed themselves, and that's what we're going to be like for this next 6-book story arc. And so Shadow Academy Book 2, fantastic sequel to the first one. And the cover, again, it's kind of redundant here, but all the covers from Young Jedi Knights are just beautiful because Dave Dorman is at his finest in this series. But you want to hear about Book 3? I got a lot to talk about Book 3, and I'll talk to you about it next time with another video. MTD, not MTV, that's a channel, but MTD, dang it.